Chair recognizes a gentleman from Washington, Mr. Heck, for 5 minutes. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When it comes to this arcane subject of the Fed's authority to pay interest rates on reserves, I will admit in all candor that I am reminded of a couple of Mark Twain's phrases, one of which was, better to keep my mouth shut and allow people to think me ignorant than to open my mouth and remove all doubt. This just seems to me to be a question of how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. But I am heartened by the turn of this conversation, which has become, what is it that we can do to grow our economy at a faster rate than the relatively anemic growth that we have been experiencing? That fact notwithstanding, that I think we are now in our 74th straight month of private sector employment addition. Somebody used the other oft-used phrase earlier, this isn't rocket science. And when it comes to what it is that increases gross domestic product growth, I don't think it's rocket science either. You want to increase aggregate demand? Here's a real simple formula. This isn't hard. Increase employment and increase wages. Give America a raise and give more people jobs. And that's what we learned in undergraduate school logic class at tautology, A equals A. Why? Because our economy is nearly 70% demand driven by consumers. So you want to increase the rate of growth in this economy? Give more people jobs and increase wages. Voila, we will give it. Now, there has been some reference here, which seems off topic to me with all due respect, to regulatory environment and the like. Nobody's talked about the fact that the minimum wage has been stuck at $7.25 for I don't know how many years. I invite every single person sitting in this room, watching or listening, you want to live on $7.25 an hour? Try that out. See what it's like to be able to pay your rent and buy your food and provide for your children. $7.25 an hour. You want to move this economy faster? How about we stop under-investing in our nation's public infrastructure? In my district, fully 25% of the bridges are, from an engineering standpoint, deficient. You want to increase the economic growth in South Puget Sound and Washington State? Then complete State Road 167 into the Port of Tacoma, which will connect the largest warehouse district, the second largest warehouse district on the West Coast, to the largest container port in the Pacific Northwest. Fortunately, the state legislature passed a transportation improvement bill to do just that, bipartisan, but that will increase growth. You want to increase growth in South Puget Sound, increase aggregate demand, increase the growth rate of the GDP, then relieve the congestion on Interstate 5 around Joint Base Lewis-McChord, also included in this last transportation improvement package. Yesterday morning, I drove from Olympia, Washington to SeaTac, 52 miles, took me nearly 2 hours, no accidents on an interstate freeway. Ask yourself how much time people are sitting in traffic, moving at a glacial pace, not being home with their families for dinner or not getting their goods to market because we're under-investing in public infrastructure. Now, if there's one thing this entire Congress, Democrats and Republicans and liberals and conservatives ought to agree on, is 2% ain't cutting it. It is an aggregate demand economy. Let's sit around here and talk about how many angels can dance on the head of a pin, interest rates and excess reserves. But if we want to really move this economy forward, if we want to increase the GDP, then we need to increase wages and give more people's jobs. I wish to associate myself with the remarks of the gentleman from Connecticut. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back. With that, the chair